Well, good morning, friends. Again, I wanted to bring word for our um, generosity moment. I think that's what it's called in the bulletin. I wanted to talk about a little bit about the Open and Affirming Coalition, the national gathering that I had the privilege of attending this past week. And so, Open and Affirming Coalition, it's been at the forefront of the LGBT plus inclusion in the church. This year marks 40 years since General Synod, 40 years ago, declared the UCC as declared open and affirming a major thing. There was a resolution passed. And so it's been at the forefront of this radical inclusion in the church. In a time when communities continue to face political and social threats, the gathering that I went to is more than an event. It was more than just an event. It was a movement. It was a celebration. It was a call to action. And so we gathered in the last 2 days. We gathered for worship. We gathered to put our faith into action when we did a protest and rally on one of the days. And we went and we protested against the bills that had been passed recently that take away from those in our world that are most marginalized and give to those who are most privileged. And we did that on Thursday of the event, and it was amazing to do this march and the rally as we walked down the streets of Kansas City. We protested. We sang songs of freedom. We sang This Little Light of Mine. And I think of that I thought about our church when we sang that as we were marching down the street. I thought about the idea that this little light of mine, we were not going to let it shine. Or that is not what I meant to say. We were going to let it shine. That's what I meant to say. And so I'm so proud that Harmony Creek Church is part of the United Church of Christ. But I'm also even prouder that Harmony Creek Church is an open and affirming church, and we have been from the beginning. And essentially, when I think about what it means to be open and affirming, it just means that we are taking that extra step to make sure everyone knows that we are a safe church, that you will be welcomed into our space, especially those who are in the more vulnerable communities, those who are in the marginalized communities, those in the Q plus communities. Being open and affirming is such an important thing. And I'm just so proud of the work that we do at Harmony Creek Church, of all the ways that we continue to advocate and we continue to be activists and work for justice and to cause good trouble. Because the Open and Affirming Coalition, their big thing is that they're really encouraging all the open and affirming churches to go an extra step and to really think about how are you going to be an activist and how are you going to be an advocate during these next several years. And I think about that, and I'm so proud that our church is full of activists. Our church is full of people who are passionate about justice, people who go to the protests, people who send in letters, there's all kinds of ways that our church continues to work for justice in this world. And our church, and one of the things I really am so grateful for, is that our church opens its doors wide for absolutely everyone. When you come through the doors of Harmony Creek Church, you do not have to pretend to be anyone but yourself. And you don't have to hold anything back, because I know I certainly hold nothing back. And so I realize this video has been long, and I meant for this to be shorter. But this is still going to be the video you get to watch today. If you would like to help our church, if you would like to give toward our church so our church can continue living out our open and affirming identity, then I invite you to do so during this time of offering. And so, my friends, God bless you all. And I will see you when I return.